Hey there, good morning. It is still dark 30 outside. I've got an early lymphedema appointment, so I just come on out here to do this because I need to do my weigh-in along with my meal plan and grocery haul, because as soon as I leave my appointment, I go straight to Walmart and get my groceries, and then I go straight up to my son's house to get Sebastian, and then come home, and then I'm wide open until he goes back to his daddy's. So this is like the best time, so I apologize for the lighting, but we'll just call it the spooky edition because it looks spooky. Anyway, first thing, I got a card, you deserve a break, and I'm thinking, you know what, I do. I'll tell you, the card says, I hope your tough times will be over soon, and until then, I hope you know how much people care. Juanice, I left my envelope in the house, so I apologize for not remembering your last name, but it's Juanice, and Juanice, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I appreciate it, and what you wrote is so cool. It is so cool, and I'm glad that it worked for you, so thank you for that. Then, my weigh-in. Y'all know I've been struggling. I am just like half in, half out. And there are days that I don't feel good. Well, that's every day, but some days are worse than others. And I just don't have the energy to cook. And so we'll order pizza. Or it's after he goes to work and I just feel bad, and you know what I do? I run straight into the arms of food. It's like running to an old friend. It's like you see that friend and they're standing there with their arms wide out, just ready to give you a hug. That's what food does, and I know a lot of you understand that. You get it. When I feel like that, it overrides my brain, the logical part of my brain that says, no, just, that ain't what you need. It tries to tell you, but the feeling part of me just says, okay, just shut up. I'm not trying to hear you. I'm trying to hear this chocolate candy. Or I'm trying to hear this, I don't even know what else I can find in the house. I don't buy, that's just it. I don't buy, junk. I buy my husband junk. I don't buy me junk. But Sebastian had his candy, so I helped him eat chocolate candy. I didn't eat nothing else of his, but you can just find things to eat to add on to your daily allotment of what you should eat. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it's not something that you need to eat. You don't need the points and you don't need the calories. So, hold on. I have got this dry mouth business going on. So, the fact that I lost weight this week astounds me. I lost 3.8 pounds. And there again, maybe it's fluid. She weighed me. She measured me. I don't think I've told you this because I don't think I've talked to you in a little bit. Tuesday, and there's a whole bunch of places from your ankle all the way up to your top of your thigh that they measure like so many centimeters apart, but she measured like 3 spots on my lower leg and then like 2 spots on my upper thigh, and on the lower leg those spots lost 4 centimeters. That is a lot of circumference for a leg, and that's a lot of fluid. But I learned something new. My thigh, which we're having trouble keeping the wrappings up on my thigh. They keep rolling down. They keep cutting into me, so I keep having to take them off. They fix it so I can, when that happens. And so both of my thighs are actually bigger than they started. And she said that is because, she said it's normal. When the top is not being compressed as good, when they're squeezing the fluid from the bottom up and trying to flush it out, that it is not uncommon for the upper thigh to get bigger, because that's where the fluid is settling, until then it gets squished out and then on up, and then it gets out of the body. So, did I lose another 3.8 pounds of fluid. I don't know, but I'm gonna say the same thing I did last week. It's off my body. I don't feel it. I don't feel smaller. I don't necessarily feel bigger, but I don't feel smaller. I still feel puffy. My face is still puffy. So I don't know. I don't get it, but I'll take it. So anyway, that makes, with my gains and my losses, because I had that big gain a couple weeks ago. My January total is 4.4. I lost 4.4 for the total of January, which is so much better than a gain. And that brings my total to 32.7. So I'm still not back to where my highest total was, but I'm getting there slowly. You know how it goes. Back and forth, like a seesaw. So anyway, those are my totals so far. But the people at Duke, I got a message on my chart. The doctors I use down here, they use my chart. Some of you probably do too. And then Duke uses my chart, so I got to combine the two. Well, I got an email yesterday that said I had a message, so I went and looked at it, and apparently I was referred to a special program, unit, team, they call it a team, for peri-operative something team for nutrition. And so I told, I sent her a note back. I have a dedicated nurse, I have her phone number, everything, how to get in touch with her. And so I sent her a message back. I didn't know I was referred for anything else. Somebody told me, could you, give me more details? Well, in the meantime, last night I looked it up, and it is something they launched in 2016 to help certain patients before surgery, to help their surgery go better. And you have to have A1C over something, which I have, and then anemia, which I have. So it said it could be 4 to 8 weeks of whatever they do preparing you for surgery. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do. I'm sure, I was telling Joan and Denise, I'm sure I'll have to go on the cardboard diet, which, you know what, as hard as it is now to stand up to those feelings and just run straight to that food, I'm going to have to dig deeper than I have ever dug for whatever they want me to do to get this surgery. So it's going to be hard. I can see it coming. So I don't know if I'll have to travel up there a lot, or if it's something, I can do down here and we just discuss it back and forth through the my chart. I don't know. So hopefully I'll hear from her today. So that's where we stand on that. Now, I don't think there was nothing else. Sebastian, he goes back tomorrow. So I was telling you, I go get him, and when I get him, I'll have him a little bit today, and then that's it. We wanted to try to get him for a month. There were some issues. Anyway, but I told my son, I said, as much as I know you want to see him, and as much as I want to see him, I just can't do more than 2 weeks. I said, so just don't try to get a month. Then I feel bad, but I can't do it. Not going through these treatments, because they wear me down even further. And he is able to do things for himself, but he still has me up and down. He wants this, he wants that, he needs this, he needs that. Potty, food, get me this. You know how 3-year-olds are. They'll run you ragged, and that getting up and down is wearing me ragged. So anyway, we've had him for 2 weeks, and he'll go back tomorrow. And according to what my future schedule is like, I don't know when we'll get to see him next, which hurts my feelings, but I can't help that. So anyway, I got to go. I did not realize it was this late. I got to get this ice off my windshield, and so it's coming up. We're just going to do the menu and then the grocery haul, and that's it. So have a good weekend. I don't have anything coming up good to cook you for lunch, supper. I got a casserole, breakfast casserole, and a little dessert. I'm probably going to try to show you, but other than that, I don't have a lot to do this coming week, so I don't know. Maybe something will pop up, so I'll just see you whenever. Okay, let's go over this menu. I made it pretty easy this week because I've just been overshooting it. I get these, big ideas when I'm sitting up here planning it, and then, come that day, I'm not feeling well or something, and we might, ordering a pizza or doing something, and so I told my husband, I'm just going to take it shortcuts, and even if it's convenience instead of maybe something from scratch, that's still cheaper and better than eating out if it comes one of those days. So I made a menu. I had some good stuff on there, and then I made it a couple days ago, and I got to thinking about it, and it hit me. I'm like, you know what, just don't do it. Just wait until things settle down, and then just work on it from there. So anyway, this week's gonna be rather simple. So tonight we're just gonna do some pintos. I had to get them from Walmart because I ran out. I didn't even have my cabinet stocked, so I'm just gonna throw them in the crock pot on high, and they'll be ready. If I get them this morning, they'll be way ready by 7 o'clock. Well, yeah, 7 o'clock when he gets up to eat. And then some rice in the rice cooker, and some greens in the Instant Pot, and some cornbread. So that'll be easy. Then let's see, Saturday, eat out. Sunday, we are gonna try to go for the steaks again. It just didn't happen this past weekend. I made something, and that's what we ate. I think I made my leftover. I made my leftover vegetable soup, and so that's just what we ate. We didn't even eat supper. We just nibbled on that all day. So I'm trying for the steak and a baked potato and some green beans. And then Monday, I'm going to try something new. This is a black-eyed pea soup that I found in the cookbook from Joan and Denise, their church cookbook. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to try it. So I'll do a cooking video with that one. Then Tuesday, we're going to do the hamburgers that came with those steaks we got for Christmas, and French fries. And Wednesday, now this recipe is not really a recipe, but one day this past week, I just did not have the energy to cook. It was just a bad day. And my husband, he's like, well, just what do you want me to do? I'll do it, So he said, what do you want me to do? I'm like, well, there's chicken in the freezer. We got chicken, so let's just do something with chicken. And he said, well, he had to go to Sears. He said, well, he would just go to the store, find something. I said, well, you know what? They make them bags, pouches of slow cooker sauces. I said, just look for that and grab one of them and just throw it on there. And then, that'll be fine. When he gets to the store, he can't find it. So he calls me. So he's in the store. He's looking around. He's going here. I'm sending him everywhere where I think I was pretty sure I seen it. And he said he didn't. But so then he starts talking. He's asking one of the people that works there. And she's like, oh, no, we have the bagging season over there in the spices. He goes to the spices. I'm like, no, honey. It is sauce in a pouch. Well, all I see is the bagging season. I'm like, well, I don't want the dry stuff. So he's talking to her, and he's talking to me, and he's walking around, and it was just getting to be a little bit overwhelming. I wasn't getting irritated at him. I was just getting overwhelmed at can't find it and talking and back and forth. And so I just blurted out, I'm like, just go over to the soup and get one of them cream of chicken soups with herbs, and we're going to throw it on there and be done with it. I'm going to tell you what, that was one of the best tasting pots of chicken I ever ate. He got that, and he got a pack of the Bob Evans mashed potatoes. And so we put that soup gravy. Woo! It was so good that I planned it purposely this week. And that's one day we had to feed his mama, so I needed to make sure I didn't flake out. I can't flake out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday if I can help it. Even if I do, like if we end up ordering pizza, I always get them one of the, because we order from Pizza Hut, that's just where we go. I get them one of the trays of pasta. They have chicken Alfredo or they have the regular spaghetti sauce. And that way he's got one to take to work and then she's got one. So I do the best I can on days. Anyway, I'm going to get more of those Bob Evans mashed potatoes because they were delicious. And some crowder peas. And then Thursday, I'm just going to put some chicken in the crock pot and put some barbecue sauce on it and be done with that. And corn on the cob and lima beans. So that is my simple week of eating. Nothing special. I have like one thing to cook for y'all. And so unless I come up with something else, I ain't going to have nothing to do. So I don't know. But I'm going to try to do a little bit of prepping on Sunday as far as breakfast and lunch goes. Y'all know, if you watch me and Joan, that we're doing our French toast casserole. Well, it's my turn. So it started with pound droppers. Hold on, let me get a sip of water. Okay, more I talk, the drier my mouth got. It started back in the fall. I had made pound droppers pumpkin spice French toast. And then she was like, So she made a chai spice. And then a couple weeks later, I was like, And so I made the apple pie. Then a couple weeks ago, she made a very berry. And she's like, Tag, you're it. So it's my turn now. And I am going to try to come up with a maple bacon pecan French toast casserole. Now, my daughter's ex-husband used to make a bacon pecan pie that was delicious. So I'm going to make me a French toast casserole and see how it works out. Because to me, it just sounds yum, yum, yum. And it's only one more point than the original. So the original is 3 points for a gigantic serve, and it serves 6. And this come out only 4 points. So I think that's a deal. And if it looks like there's not enough pecans or bacon, I don't even mind going up to 5 points on that because it is huge. So that's enough on that. And then I just been feeling some tater salad. I ain't had it in so long. Now it ain't gonna be, made up like I always have made it. I'll have to make it, more point friendly so it won't have as much good old mayonnaise in it or nothing like that. But it's enough to where I can still have a decent sandwich. I like a tater salad sandwich. I don't know if y'all ever eat them or not, but they're good. Then for the weekend, I found a coconut cream pie parfait that sounds really tasty, and it's super easy. So I'll probably show you how to do that. It's ridiculously easy, but you know what? We like easy, don't we? Easy sometimes is, that's where it's at to me. So there you go. There is the menu for the week, and only a couple things that I have to show you. So yeah, that's it. Alright, it's Thursday, so I'm a day early with my hair's Teeter. I changed my menu tonight, and I had like 3 things I needed to get, so I just went ahead and picked up, because it wasn't big. The first thing I have is my collard greens. There's 4 of them, and it was buy one get one free, and I only remember ordering 2. Here again, I think they gave me 2 deals. sometimes they give me 2 like I order, and sometimes they give me 2 deals of the buy one get one free. So anyway, they were like $1.24, so it's not gonna hurt having them in the freezer. It's just kind of aggravating. I guess I need to ask them why they do that. I guess it's the shopper. I don't know. Anyway, then I was gonna have some corn on the cob one day, and then instead of olive oil, they had the avocado oil. So I was excited about that. And that big old bag of potatoes was like $2.79 for an 8-pound bag. And I don't need that many this week, but as long as they're not old, they'll last in here. Maybe until I need them. Then this is for an upcoming collab, and that's all I'm going to tell you. This is for the casserole that you will have already seen by the time this airs. So with the diced green chilies, you will have seen that. Then let's see. That's for the chicken in the crock pot. That's what that's for. And then I needed the cream of chicken. They were on sale for 99 cents, which is cheaper than Walmart. Now this I needed because I need to wash my bandages, and I don't think that's going to be nowhere near big enough for all these bandages, but maybe I can do it in stages. I'm going to do it when I have them off, and I'm going to Duke next week. That'll be the best time. And then, since I started drinking iced green tea, that right there is the only green tea I can find with lemon. I can make my own and add lemon juice. I just hadn't got around to experiment with how much. I just hadn't. So until I can find any more, I've got one brand to go to. They have it with ginger in it, but I just don't really care for that. Then I need some lettuce for the hamburgers. And then I got fancy buns. I hadn't even pointed them. But I got fancy buns for my hamburgers because they're fancy hamburgers from the Omaha Steaks. So I thought, since they were on sale, we'd do them instead of the little Walmart cheapies. And then David was feeling his sausage again this week. So that's it. That's my little bit for Harris Teeter. Okay, so now here is our Walmart. Let's see, where should we start? Let's start. We got David's favorite bread, the Nature's Own 100% whole wheat. He loves that bread. Now this, Sara Delightful, the 45 calorie bread, that's what I used to eat, and then I quit a couple weeks ago and went back to my white wheat. But I got that for my French toast casserole because it saves a lot of points when you have 12 slices. For a sandwich, 1 point is not a big deal, but for 12 slices in a casserole, that took it higher than I wanted to. And then I got some brown and serve rolls to go with our soup Monday, and I'll probably just cut this in half, take half out, and then freeze the other half, because if I make that whole thing, it will be eaten before nightfall. That is a guarantee. Well, looky there. Well, we just know we're at Walmart when there's something to complain about. A dented can of milk. I want to go 1 week not complaining about Walmart. But it is just not happening, is it? Well, I'll still drink it, but it's the principle of the thing. Okay. Tomato products, I have used up everything, and I needed to replenish, so I got 4 of the petite diced tomatoes, 4 of the sliced stewed, and then 4 tomato sauce. I still have tomato paste, and I don't stock up on crushed tomatoes just because the cans are so big and they're hard to store. So I just buy them as I need them. But all the time, something last minute might come up I decide I want to make that takes these tomato things. So I like to have those on hand. And I needed my backup ketchup. I used it. I've got to have a backup ketchup. I let it run out the other week and I couldn't believe it. Then I got pinto and cranberry beans. I'm going to put one of them in the crock pot for supper. It is 10 o'clock, and if I put them in the crock pot on high, you don't have to soak them. You just throw them in there, cover them up real good with water because they will take up a lot of extra water. Crank it on high, 4 or 5 hours, you've got beans. And if you let them go too long, they will get mushy on you. So I never thought to do that until David did. He just like bypassed it. He wanted to make beans one time years ago, and he just threw them in the pot, and I was like, you can't do that. Sure enough, you could do that. So that's how I've been doing it. Then I got a Jif Whips. Been out of that for a while. Somebody on the Facebook group mentioned it. I'm like, oh, I always forget about that. Let me go and get some. So I got me some Jif Whips. And I need some black-eyed peas for our soup. And so I went ahead and got another one to have as my backup. And my coffee. And I needed beef broth, my backup stash, and my chicken stuffing. Then we got David's cranberry juice he likes, cranberry grape, and his deodorant. And then I got this Wyman stainless steel clear and polish. It says streak free, because that spray stuff I'm using is just, I don't like it. So I'm going to try this. And then this Orange Glow, I normally use Murphy's Oil Soap, but I was watching a YouTube video the other day of this woman that cleans. There's something, I guess maybe because I can't do it, there's something so satisfying watching that woman clean her house, and that is all she studies is cleaning. She loves to clean, and she cleans, and there's just something about watching her that is just, it is satisfying and soothing. She just cleans, she plays like light music and talks over it. I don't know, I just like it. Anyway, she was washing her kitchen cabinets with this stuff, and they were shining, and she showed her rag. She turned it around when she got through. You ought to see what come off them cabinets. So I told David a while ago, I said, me and you going to clean some cabinets. I'll pull up the chair and clean the bottom ones, and he can get on the step ladder and clean the top ones. So we're going to double team them suckers. I cannot wait. So let me slide you around to the other side. Okay, this is just what little bit of cold and produce stuff I got. I didn't get any meat this trip. I'm using what we got. If it has meat, if it don't have meat, I'm just using what we have. Still, what you're seeing here, if you take off the $10 worth of toilet paper, this is $75 what you're looking at. $75. It is crazy, y'all. So, you know we got eggs and skim milk, and I used their light sour cream. The sugar-free vanilla pudding is for my little coconut dessert I'm going to make. It uses those, and I thought, well, I could make a box of pudding, but I'm not going to bother. A box of pudding costs the same as something's already made, so I'm going to I'm going to take that shortcut just like the recipe says. Then this week I got him apple crisp twist, perfect peach cobbler, strawberry cheesecake, which is like one of his favorites, and nutty banana. And then of course I was completely out of the Ready Whip, and I only needed 2 creamers this week because somehow I guess I like to have more than I need. I don't always drink 3 a week, but I like to have it if I do run out. And somehow my stash caught up with itself, so I only needed to replace 2 to make sure I had enough to go into next grocery day. And then the steak fries, I decided we'd get them to go with our hamburgers. And then back there is my Bob Evans mashed potatoes. I got a big one and a little one because his mama will get some, and I need to make sure, because when David eats mashed potatoes, woo, he eats mashed potatoes. There's 2 things that man loves: mashed potatoes and gravy. Anything with gravy. You feed him that, he will be happy as a lark. And then my bananas. And I know I only ordered 1 tomato, and I got 2. I only needed it for hamburgers for David, because I don't eat tomato on my hamburger. To me, it takes the taste of the hamburger down. It dilutes it. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. So if I'm not going to have chili and slaw, which I'm not this time, I'm just going to do less tomato and onions. I just ignore the tomatoes. So that's it. That's it. That is all my groceries from Walmart. So that was my $75. What you saw earlier at Harris Teeter was $43. Just remember what you just saw a while ago was $43. So I guess if that was $43 for $75, this ain't too bad. I don't know. Listen, what we gonna do? Okay. Well, that's it for the week.